Most copywriters who crack 50K a month don't have a better skill than you. They have a better deal. I spent years doing what everyone told me to do. Take retainers, get more clients, build up the portfolio, and I hit a ceiling. I couldn't break through no matter how good my copy got. Then I found one client. I structured one profit share deal. And with that partner, I scaled his business from 12K to 200K a month in 7 months without touching a single client. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how I found my profit partner, the system I use to actually scale the business, and what you need to know so that you can structure these deals correctly. So, how I found my profit partner? Very simple. I found him through cold email. I was running an agency at the time, pitched him a book funnel because he had a book that needed a funnel built. So did the emails and all that stuff. And once I did that, I over-delivered. And I showed him exactly what future work with me would look like. And so this is what you guys should do. Every time you have a project, whether it's a book funnel, it's something else, it's a setting gig, always deliver and go the extra mile. And so when I did that, my business partner was like, holy crap, this person is doing so much, like what else can he do? All right, so that's how I came in and I said, hey, let's do a 14% commission deal on every single one of your coaching program students. He had a 2.5K coaching program at the time. I said, look, I want to earn money with it. I want to scale it. And he said, all right, let's do this. So we worked together for a couple months about this. And then I introduced the 50-50 share model. Only after I proved myself and we both trust each other, he knows how good I worked. He knows how much I dedicated to the business. Only after that, and with very tangible improvements to the revenue, again, from 12K, we went to 40K in 1 month. And then it was 50, 60, 70. So it was very, very easy for my business partner to be like, all right, this guy's what he says he is. Let's go all the way with you. Okay, so that's how I structured the 50-50 deal after I proved myself. Now, what system did I use? Let's go deep into this. The system I use is a book funnel, right? So I figured out that we have a book funnel. Let's have this as an SLO. So what is an SLO? An SLO is something where we cash on the front end, we pay for people to buy our book or buy our low ticket thing, and then we profit on the back end. And so that's how it typically works, where it's profit all on the back end. So the front end, let's say we're spending about $100 to acquire a book buyer, for example, and they are spending about $100 in AOV, in average order value. If they buy a 3K coaching program from us, that 3K is pure profit. And so for us, that's obviously ideal. The math that it came out to, maybe it was like they would spend, so our AOV would be about $80, and we would spend about perhaps $200 or $150 to acquire a customer. And so let's say this amount, we lose $120 for every book buyer, but guess what? We have a major cash engine on the back end. And so I saw that from my mastermind at the time, Alan Sultanic. I went through his mastermind. He puppeted the SLO, the book funnel. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And that's what helped us liquidate so much on the front end. So the back end is mostly profits. And so from here, my business partner could see, all right, if we actually put more ad spend into this, we were able to profit big time. And so we had close to a 70% profit on the business. And so if we talk about what is a profitable partnership, again, everything on the back end is profit. That's what you want, because profit is the main thing in a business. When people say revenue and cash collection, all that stuff, at the end of the day, how much do we actually collect as profit? That's the only thing that matters. And so I found that low ticket funnels are the best way to run a business, okay? Because there's less time for you as a marketer to go in, because once you have it running, you just need to optimize the back end, which is the sales, the setters, the closers. So focus on that. And that leads me to my most important point next, which is something that no one really talks about, is that everyone comes into the funnel as buyers, not leads. I want to make that very clear. Buyers. What does that mean? Buyers means that they bought anything that was even $1. Right? So our book funnel was $7 at the start, and then it moved towards $18, and we have upsells at the upsell 1, upsell 2 for our book funnel. And when they even put $1 with us, I know that they somewhat trust us with their money. And so when they bought something, they automatically invested to read more, to consume more. They voted with their mind and their money and their wallet. And so when they came in as buyers, at some level, they were qualified for us. So once we got more buyers in, then we started to get more quality conversations. We were able to hire setters, closers, and literally, I remember that 6 month, we brought in a closer because, check this out, everyone who came in, they were begging to be closed. They were begging for someone to talk to them. They were like, hey guys, can I talk to someone? I love the offer. It's 2.5K, but I want to talk to someone. And we had like 20 of these in a month. And I was like, you know what? All right, I need to hire a closer right now. Hire the closer. We went from 100K to literally 200K in 1 month. Okay, so that's demand that we pushed. And that's why we hired a closer. We didn't hire it from day one. We just ran a book funnel to webinar and we closed. And so from that, we started to increase the price of the backend, price of the program from 2.5K, 3.5, 4.5, and now it sits at about 5K. Then we also introduced a mastermind. We had an in-person annual conference that we pitched our mastermind to, and that's basically 100% profit because we managed to liquidate on the event space, and we managed to make at least 60% profit on the mastermind. And so that's what I want you guys to figure out. Focus on all the profit drivers with one business. You hear people talking about, oh, get like 100 clients, 50 clients, client. No, just focus on one client and put all your energy into that. But here's the deal. How do you know if the client is for you? Right? That's why I came up with something called a Profit Partner Audit. Now, this is an ebook that has something called a scorecard. It has a negotiation sheet, and it's all designed to assess if your client has potential to be your first 50K a month. It's very possible. Again, for me, I've done it for years now at this point. And so in this Profit Partner Audit, you get a scorecard to assess how profitable your client is. You get to see how to negotiate with your client, different ways you can leverage your expertise depending on the client. If they have a coaching program, if you need to build it from them from scratch, then you can charge a higher percentage. You can actually go 50-50 from the get-go, right? And I'm going to show you the exact strategy I use to turn a client into a 50K a month profit share. Because on this video, I can't share with you like 20% of what I did, but I have a whole system of how did I qualify them? How did I organically boost my client's presence? How do we do the emails? What is the system we use for our ads? How do you do the hooks? All that, it's a lot of things, and it's really too hard to explain all of it in the video, but I have it all in this Profit Partner Audit. All right, so now guys, I want to share with you a quick summary of all the points in this video because we have gone through a lot. First thing is trust. Right, so don't barge into a new client being like, oh, hey man, you should profit 50-50 me. If not, I'll just screw off. And calm down. Walk through the business partner, do a project first, gain trust so that you understand who he is, he understands who you are, and bam, it's easy for you to do profit share and 50-50 afterwards, okay? Second thing is do a low ticket funnel, all right? So don't do webinars or call funnels immediately unless your client is amazing on video and he loves that and you have no data whatsoever on the front end. If you have no data, webinar is good, but if not, use any trust assets you have, like a book funnel, or work towards a self-liquidating funnel, all right? Third thing is focus on one client, not 5, not 10, not one email marketing gig for 10. Just focus on one that you can go all the way in, and that is your blueprint for your next 50K month. Talk soon.